transition that over. Okay. You want to talk in yours, Russ? See if it picks you up?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Looks like we might actually be live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Real Estate for Real People, where real people have real problems with real technology. Okay, folks. Can you see us? You should be able to see us. If you can't see us...
We're not moving. We're frozen.
Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, looks like we are... Okay, we're a bit of a delay from what we can see right now, which is okay. So we'll go back to here. And hopefully, Sandy, you're still there. Bearing with us. Sticking in. Oh, let's see. So, hi, everybody. Welcome to Real Estate for Real People. As I said before, where real agents have real problems with real technology.
Yeah, and you have to bear with us because we just come off of vacation, so we're still... Yeah.
We're still on vacation mode. We're trying to live it up. Actually, this is going to be part of our fun. We're going to take these into the office. We figured if we had a lot of fun with them on vacation, and we did. We had a really good time on vacation.
We did.
We've been back this week.
Where did we get these? This was not Grand Turk. It was...
Half Moon Key.
Half Moon Key,
Yes. You have to put the mic actually up to your mouth when you talk.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, you do.
Half Moon Key.
Yes. Spelled Half Moon and then C-A-Y is how they spell it, but it is pronounced Key. We learned that in the last year or so. Yes. We watched a lot of cruise videos in our free time because we're obsessed. So, yeah. So anyway, so what's been happening this week, though? We've had a really busy week. So if we want to do the week in review, we have had a very busy week.
We have.
Yeah. And we're a little casual tonight, folks, because, well, I just have a T-shirt on from our zoo day a few years back.
We finished open houses and we come home and I finished laundry because we're heading off again tomorrow on...
I forgot about laundry.
Yeah.
I have a load of laundry in the washer that I forgot to put in the dryer.
Right.
Okay.
Because we're heading off on a conference tomorrow.
Yeah. So we just got back in town we didn't get back to work till Tuesday. So we were back in town for Tuesday, get back to work on Tuesday. Uh-huh. And then we had a closing on Wednesday. We had a closing
on Friday.
Well, we had two closings on Wednesday, technically, because I had a listing close and you had a buyer close.
Yep.
And then on Friday, we had a listing close. So that was another listing that got closed. That was your listing that closed.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's been a busy week since we've been back.
And it was one of our pastor friends. So,
yes.
So this morning we got to go down to his church. And
we'll talk about that in a second. All right. So he's a friend of ours who retired from real estate, referred him over indirectly. She didn't know she was because he wasn't letting anybody know other than his boss that he was leaving the church at that time. But his boss knew our friend in real estate and sent us their stuff because she's retired from real estate now. And so sent them over to us. We had such an amazing time. If you want to check it out on our Facebook page, the Adams Man Team, or on TikTok, it's on TikTok. We're on TikTok now.
Are we?
We've been on TikTok for about a month. We have 83 followers as of today.
What'd you put on TikTok?
We put all sorts of stuff on TikTok.
Yeah, but what did you put on
I put the video on TikTok. Oh, not today. I haven't put anything on TikTok today, which is shocking because normally I put at least one thing up every day. And some days it's more than one. But we did put a little video up of Josh, Lydia, and two of the kids. Unfortunately, the third child was never there when we were doing stuff, which was, unfortunately in some ways, but fortunately in others. Fortunately, because three children trying to stage a house and take photos and do all that stuff is a little difficult. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, they was all good then.
No, they're good kids, but they're kids. And staging a house with children.
Miriam
so
Sam and Anna,
so
really
Miriam was always home because she was the baby. She's the little one, not at school. Sam would sometimes be there because he has a half day of school. Uh-huh. And, well, actually, he has no school now, probably. I don't know what they're doing yet. But then Anna, their oldest, was in school all day. So we usually did most of our staging and our photos and stuff like that during that time. But we have a little video. It has Sam in it, and it has Miriam. And it has Mama Lydia and Josh at the end.
Yeah.
with the sold sign. Lydia actually moved they've moved to Mississippi, and she actually moved a couple weeks ago. While we were on vacation, she on the 13th, she actually moved down to Mississippi to move into their temporary place down there. And yeah, so we had such a great time with them.
Yeah.
The other listing I closed was an investor, and his other listing is an investor as well. Was an investor that was buying. So,
Yeah.
so that was his closing. So they were not, I mean, they were still fun, but it's not quite the same as when a whole family is changing and doing and moving, and it's a little different vibe. So, but Josh is a pastor of a church here, a Grace Church here in Racine, and they're moving to Mississippi because there's family closer there, and they really wanted to be closer to family, and he was able to find a position down in Mississippi. So we decided to go to their church this morning instead of our church because it was his
last.
Lydia moved a couple weeks ago, but this was Josh's last Sunday.
Yeah.
And he's the worship minister, which means he's in charge of like the band and the music and everything. So that was a lot of fun.
So we went down there and surprised him.
Yeah. He wasn't expecting us to be there. So, but we had a really good time, enjoyed that with them. Yeah. We've had a really busy week. And then this next week, we're going to have a really busy week too, right?
Yes, we got the...
Because at noon tomorrow, we leave to go...
on conference.
Yeah.
Up north.
Up north to a WRA, Wisconsin Realtors Association conference.
With all the snow.
I know, we're crazy.
We come from the Caribbean and then we're going to even more snow.
Except for that, I have no intention of being in that snow at all. Do you? I don't. I'm not going to be in that
Might
snow
have to
at
hit
all.
the casino.
Fine, we can hit the casino, but that's inside. Trust me. That the conference is
I
at...
don't gamble.
Yeah, Russ doesn't actually. He says that as a joke because he doesn't gamble. But the conference is at Lake of the Torches Casino up in Lac de Flambeau.
I've
Lac
never
de
been
Flambeau.
there.
No, Russ has never been to Lac de Flambeau, and I think I've only ever been through it once or twice. I wondered because I kept feeling. Yeah, it was probably from off my head, but I kept feeling tickled, like on my chin. And I did wonder because I was thinking there was something like, okay, my chin hairs haven't grown that long. Have they grown that long? No. Oh, they haven't. I was like, pretty sure that wasn't it.
Razor later.
Yeah, okay. Oh, no, thank you. I don't need a laser from you.
A razor.
Oh, a razor. I thought you said a laser.
No, I said I'll lend you my razor.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So anyway, we're going up to conference. We're actually going to be spending the night on Monday night with my sister and her boyfriend up in Crandon. And then Tuesday morning, really early, we'll get up and go up to Lac de Flambeau, which is only an hour north of them. And they're going to watch our baby puppy for us while we're gone for 2 days. They're going to, well, it's like a day and a half, really. Because we'll be at the house on Tuesday morning, and then.
But it got some great speakers.
And then we'll be back. I'm saying we'll be back at Shauna and Ross's though by for Wednesday afternoon. So we'll leave Lac de Flambeau, get back to Shauna and Ross's, pick up Sir Bobby, and head on down here. And we'll probably get home about 11 o'clock at night, so it won't be real early.
No.
But then we'll be back for Thursday if anybody needs anything real estate related. We don't normally work on Thursday, but when we're out of town like that, we do absolutely work because people need us.
I'll be doing lots of laundry, probably.
Not lots. It's only 2 days this time. That was like 18 days before. So that's good. All right. So welcome Sandy, who is already here. We're doing this a little bit different tonight. We haven't decided. We did one of the things that we did while on vacation, besides sitting on a beach and buying these fancy things. What did we have in these? It was a pina colada, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were delicious, I have to say. We should make more pina coladas. However, our diet...
Strawberry daiquiris.
Yeah, strawberry daiquiri and pina colada. Those were the two options that we were given. We found out when we got back to the ship later that somebody else had something that was peach, I think it was, wasn't it? But we didn't... The guy who was walking down the beach by us didn't offer us anything peachy. It was
didn't
just...
offer that option.
No, he did not. But we thought we'd bring these back. We'll keep them in the office, have a bit of fun. Where's yours, Russ? Cheers. We can start our broadcast. So Russ's is green and mine's pink. Of course, because I love pink. Pink. Should I say it like that? Pink. Pink. All the time. Anyway, so we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to do more just strictly talking, not as much showing stuff. Not because we don't want to show you guys stuff. I will put up the links afterwards to the articles that we talk about tonight. Big news today, though. Not technically real estate related. Okay. but super big news. And I was trying to explain this to Russ because he doesn't know who Kobe Bryant is. And I wanted to know what rock he was under that he didn't know who. He'd never heard of Kobe Bryant before. I said, like Michael Jordan and
I know Michael Jordan.
And Shaquille O'Neal.
And I know him as well. Or her.
And Larry Bird.
Who?
Oh, okay. So I went historic on that one. He doesn't know Larry Bird either. So apparently he only paid attention to basketball in the United States during the 80s and 90s.
No,
apparently.
I didn't really pay attention. The only basketball team I'd even heard of
Diet drink.
before moving over here, apart from, David Beckham used to go and see the Lakers.
Okay, so then, wait. So the Kobe Bryant played for the Lakers.
Well,
He was their big.
I just knew he went there.
No, but he would have been going to see Kobe Bryant because that would have been his that would have been his time period. His time period of when he was in L.A. and spending a lot of time in L.A. was when Kobe Bryant was like brand new, hot.
I didn't know who the players were. I just knew the team.
Well, he's only retired not that long ago.
And before that, it was the Harlem Globetrotters. Because I went to see them when I was a child at Wembley.
Anyway, for those of you that don't know, unfortunately today, Kobe Bryant actually was in an accident and has passed away, according to reports. But I thought to make this real estate related, because that is kind of big news. Whether Russ realizes that it's big news or not, that's kind of huge because it'd be like Michael Jordan dying in a tragic helicopter accident. That would be big news, wouldn't it? Yeah. So it's very big news. But I thought it might be interesting to look up what his real estate holdings in to tie this back into our real estate business and to tie it into real estate. So I kind of looked up and went, well, I wonder what Kobe Bryant's real estate holdings are like. So first of all, he has a couple of commercial buildings that he owns for his Kobe Inc. and things of that nature. But he and his wife a couple of years ago built a massive, huge, epically huge house. And that's only a couple of years ago.
Where is that? California?
It's in Orange County, California. He's previously owned 3 homes in that same area. And he has 3. I mean, he had 3, but he sold one of them. So I think he was only down to 2 when he died today. But his main home, get this, 15,760 square foot property, 4-story.
Wow.
We don't actually even know what the inside looks like because he never actually showed it off to it. He and his wife, Vanessa, never actually showed it off to it. They kept it very private. And all they could do was pull some drawings. And, of course, there's some aerial photos you can find online. It is 4 stories high. 4 stories.
It's got an elevator.
Well, I'm sure it is probably. It's got a beautiful Mediterranean vibe. The surrounding grounds include a large outdoor swimming pool and living area. There's an outdoor terrace with a comfortable seating area, barbecue, fire pit, all that stuff. I'm sure there's a basketball court on his property as well, or maybe inside the house, because when you have 4 stories and you have 15,760 square feet, there's a good chance you have a basketball court in the house.
Indoors.
That's kind of what most of them do. But inside is a bit of a mystery, so we don't know if he has a basketball court or not. But unfortunately, he's passed away, and that's really sad for a couple of reasons. One, of course, he leaves behind 4 children, and his youngest child was just born in 2019.
Oh, just
not even a year old. So left behind. So our condolences to Vanessa and their 4 children. Very sad, because they've been kind of through a rocky relationship, and now she's got a lot to deal with, and a baby and all the things that come from a tragic accident like that. We're assuming that she was not in the helicopter that he passed away in. A helicopter went down in a ball of flame, essentially, into a field above Calabasas, California. We're assuming that she was not on there. There were 5 people, but it doesn't say that she was, so I'm thinking she must have been at home. He must have been... Yeah. Well, it was his helicopter that he used for just like traveling around. Like he used to use it to come back and forth between games and other things. So anyway, very sad. But let's move on to some other information, other interesting. Oh, his daughter. Oh, we just had Sandy tell us that his daughter was also in the helicopter, his 13-year-old. That's tragic. I hadn't heard that update. Thank you for that update, Sandy.
That's tragic.
That is really tragic. Now, not only is Vanessa suffering from the loss of her husband, but also her child. And that's really, really difficult. type thing. So, oh, that's just very sad. I don't know what to say. Let's move on. Let's talk about some other real estate things that have happened. Let's talk about the ugliest home in 2019.
Yeah.
We'll put a link up to this article so we can show you what is the ugliest house of 2019. It is pretty nasty. It was a complete and total gut job, and it does look really beautiful afterwards. So We Buy Ugly Houses is what they're known as. It's actually it's a national brand. I mean, if you look at one of these pictures, it actually is like there's holes in the roof. Oh, and I thought that was really ironic, didn't you? You read this article, didn't you?
Yeah.
Didn't you think that was ironic that the reason that all the damage was there was because it had a big roof issue? And what did they find when they took over the house? Oh, you didn't read
all the materials.
Yeah. I was like, did you read the article?
Yeah. All the actual roofing materials, because obviously they had to replace the roof. And they found that they got a big saving because all the roof material was actually in the garage.
Yeah.
Waiting
all
to be put
the roofing
on.
material was there to fix the roof, and nobody just did it. And you're like, how tragic is
been
that?
Leaking over
a long period of time. And it's in Florida, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and of
Miami.
course, it was in the Miami area, and
Uh-huh.
of course, Miami's very wet and lots of rain, and oh my goodness, so that's just tragic. They think it's ironically tragic that all the roofing materials were there. 2,000 square foot house.
Yeah.
I mean, just huge.
Looks
What
like
did you
a swimming
think?
pool in there.
Yeah, I know it did. It looked like a swimming pool beforehand. But what I also think is interesting is that it kind of looks a little bit like a swimming pool afterwards because it looks like they put in epoxy floors. So you have this really.
I'm on about in the.
Yeah. And I'm saying beforehand. But then if you look at the after picture, scroll down, keep going. Look at the floors. The floors look all epoxied and shiny.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit like it's still wet, but it's not. It's just epoxy floors because in Florida, of course, they don't have. Stop looking at it. In Florida, of course, they don't have basements and things like that, and it's usually concrete floors. So that was pretty bad. Now, moving on. So this one was a little bit interesting to me, and I'd like to get some feedback from our viewers if they will feed back on this. The other article we want to talk about is, let me read you the title. Oh God, let's leave. Serial killer's torture basement horrifies agent. So apparently this agent, I don't know why she wouldn't have known this.
I think she did because she actually came clean. If you read the article.
Yeah, I did.
Once they started freaking out in the room, she actually took them back upstairs and told them.
But why wouldn't she tell them ahead of time?
She should have told them because they may not have wanted to see it in the first place had she.
And this
told
poor
them.
couple, they might actually, it traumatized them.
Yeah.
But what I'd love to hear from people is if you knew, now it's a home that he lived in, and there were things that he did in that had to do with.
They found several bodies.
They found several bodies in the house. But
Yeah.
here's the question I would ask someone: would it stop you from buying the house if you knew that it had been the house of a former serial killer?
Yeah, if you knew that.
What about you,
the
Russ?
history.
Would that stop you?
Yeah, possibly.
See, and this is where we're
Depends on
different.
whether it's a real big bargain or not. 'Cause
Exactly.
You know, I like a bargain.
Yeah.
But see, in the UK, we never really encountered that problem because if they found several houses where serial killers had lived, and they always demolished the houses afterwards.
Well, that seems a
And
shame.
turned it into a park.
Well, that seems a shame in some ways. Why are we punishing the house because somebody did something bad in it?
Because nobody would want to live in it.
I would. Not in a creepy way, but like you said, in a bargain hunting kind of way. Because to me, a house is a house. The house, I mean, I know for some people,
I wouldn't want to be there on Halloween, that's for sure.
I know for some people who are very much believers in ghosts and spirits, they might think it was haunted. And I get
do.
that if you have that
I
belief. So apparently I'm never going to be able to buy a serial killer's house because I'm married to him.
Yeah, I could murder
You
a
did say if it was a bargain, you might buy it.
Well, that's a possibility, and it all depends on whether there's still EBGBs in there.
Well, see, here's the reason I asked this question, though, because I have had some customers in the past who have asked me questions like, do you think somebody has died in this home? And very frequently when they say that to me, I go, well,
The house is
likely
100 and odd years old.
the house was built in 1900 or 1910, and odds are somebody has passed away in that house, because tradition and culture at that time in America, they would have. They had them at home to, like, they allowed people to die at home under a physician's supervision, but people didn't go to the hospital to die.
It was cheaper.
It's not just about cheaper. It was about you didn't go to the hospital unless it was serious illness. But if
and then after you died, they'd lay you out in
especially
the
some of
house
these
as
larger
well.
houses, these larger older, Victorians and
The parlour
Edwardians.
would,
Yes, they all have a
often.
parlor off to the side, and the parlor was for two main purposes: one for courting, and one for funerals. Or
Yeah.
two for funerals, rather.
Or to entertain the insurance man.
No, not the insurance men. That's not what a parlor's for. But seriously, it was for courting and for things like family funerals when they need to. So I think it's interesting. I do think it was wrong on the part of this agent. I think we agree on that.
Yeah.
It's wrong on the part of this
should have been
agent.
up front.
She should have told them before they walked in
She
the
must
house.
have known. I mean, surely
Well,
we
clearly.
would know in our area if there
Well,
was a
heck
house
yeah.
like that on the market. We would know.
Well, it'd be
because
like- it would be like in
the
Milwaukee.
talk of the office, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because it'd be like Jeffrey Dahmer's house,
Yeah.
in Milwaukee.
Uh-huh.
That would...
The whole office would know about it, and so
Absolutely. The
therefore,
whole of
if
the
you're-
area would know about
If
it.
you've got a first-time home buyer, young couple,
Yeah.
looking to buy their first house together, you should tell them. You
Yeah.
should be honest and upfront.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the mistake that was made here was that this agent was not honest up front with them. She should have told them before they ever went to see
Yeah.
the house.
Yeah.
Um,
And now he couldn't sleep
yeah, this
and everything.
poor guy, this buyer. What did he say? Let's see here. He says that blah blah blah. They saw it and they were like, "Wow, that seems like really decent square footage. We like that area."
They was down in the basement and he was touching.
Oh, he was touching walls in the basement, and it felt really weird, and he didn't know why.
It was all
And that was when the
soundproof.
agent. That was when the agent
Yeah.
said, "Oh God, let's leave."
Yeah.
And went upstairs, and then she told them because it had been soundproofed, and it was
Yeah.
like foam
and
on
he,
the wall.
And he was saying, well, why did it need to be soundproofing?
I know.
And that's when she came clean.
Yeah, she should have come clean beforehand.
Yes.
But especially since the guy says,
Or
it's
turned
now-
around and told him that there was a rock band that used to practice
whatever. Yeah,
in the
if you're
basement.
gonna lie, carry the lie through the whole thing. Don't ever change your mind.
Yeah.
But I think she got freaked out,
Yeah.
so that's why they left.
Mhm.
This poor guy, though, it says, "It is now 3 a.m. and I have been too traumatized to sleep and just needed to get this in writing because I cannot deal in any way." Like, this person is completely traumatized by going into this
Yeah,
house.
that's one way to put someone off buying a house.
Yeah, off buying any house.
Yeah.
That just seems horrible.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about something. There's two things. Actually, I didn't give you the fourth article that I'm going to talk
No,
about
you
tonight.
only gave me 3.
Yeah, but I'm going to talk about a third one that I'm going to cover. I'm just going to touch on it for a second. But this one I thought was really good. So it's kind of good. Not really sure if it's good, but there's a new FICO is now boasting a new credit scoring model that's going to reduce, and they say it's going to reduce mortgage defaults. Now, the flip side of that makes me think, if it's going to reduce defaults, does that mean it's also going to be tighter and more difficult for people to actually look at, or to actually, what are you doing?
I'm trying to pull up the article.
That's because you're not logged in.
Well, I pulled up the other 2.
I know. For some reason, this third one doesn't want to pull up.
Hmm.
But if you type in your Short West email, and I think that's yours. You can type in mine. 787. See if I can log in. But this FICO boasts a new credit scoring system that they say. Ugh. It doesn't like me. Doesn't like me either. So the place we have, there we go. Okay, the read review is available. I got it here, Russ. You want to see it? I'll put it between us. Hey. I'll just put it here so we can both see it.
Okay.
So FICO, as we all know, is in charge of credit scoring. And the new score is going to be dubbed the FICO Score 10 Suite. Could lower the credit score of some Americans while scoring consumers that fall behind on loan payments more harshly and flag others that utilize personal loans, according to the Wall Street Journal. Now, here's the problem I have with that. Hey, stop messing with yours. You can see mine. Hey, stop messing with yours. You can see mine.
I will need to log in. She's nicked me iPad.
It's like squirrel
How
over
come
here.
you got the chocolate?
What do you mean the chocolate?
Over there.
Is that what I need? Is to give you? See, this is the problem, folks. Ever
Squirrel.
seen the movie Up?
Squirrel.
Russ is well known for squirreling. So.
Yeah. He's even got my name, Russell.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, so what do you think of this FICO scoring thing? I mean, I know what I think. What did you think?
I don't know what to think on that.
I thought you could form an opinion.
Yeah, but I don't
Isn't that
know
what you told me?
enough about it.
Well, it does say that it could lower the credit score of some Americans.
Is that a good thing, though, or a bad thing? Because if
I know.
they lower their credit score, then they won't be able to buy as much.
But is it a good thing because it will be a more realistic viewpoint of what they
Less
can buy?
Of a risk what they do buy.
To me, it sounds like it's more beneficial to the loan companies than necessarily to the public.
Mm.
Because the other thing it says, and here's the problem I have with it, and where it may actually fail, because here's the problem. It says that it's going to score them lower if they do personal loans. Now, a personal loan is things like payday loans. And payday loans are utilized, even if you pay them back, though. I mean, if you pay back a payday loan, because you hit a rough patch for a couple of months, but you meet all your loan obligations, it says it's going to score you lower because you have a personal loan. Now, why should a personal loan score somebody lower? Because they choose to utilize the credit that they have.
What if you went to the bank and got a personal loan?
Yeah, either way, same thing. It's going to score them lower.
You could get a personal loan for a low-value car. If
Yeah.
you wanted to buy a car, but you didn't want to spend 10 grand or more, but you wanted to spend, $1,000 and you didn't quite have enough, you get a personal loan from the bank.
Exactly, for like
So
$3,000
it's
or
something
something
to
for a
go
decent
against
car.
it.
Yeah, because you're not going to get a good car for $1,000.
No, you're not.
But yeah, but that's what it's
That's
saying.
what you can afford.
But that's what it's saying.
Well, yeah.
So it's saying that it's going to score people who utilize personal loans lower,
Yeah, I
as
don't
if
think
that's
right.
as if that's so.
Yeah.
Not people who are paying on their personal loans, not people who are responsible with their personal loans, just people who have personal loans. Now, I think that's a problem because there are some people who,
Isn't that discrimination?
well, I would think, I mean, just having a personal loan, does that make you a bigger risk?
Well, most people that have a personal loan are probably lower income. So are you saying you're discriminating against people with a lower income?
And
What do
a
you
lot
think?
and a lot of lower income people are of minorities as well.
Yeah.
So does this new model actually discriminate against minorities in a roundabout way? Is it
Yeah.
is it kind of FICO's way of getting around fair housing laws?
What do you think? out there?
Food for
Let us
thought.
know.
Yeah, we'd be interested to hear what you guys have to think about that, because they're acting like this is a really good thing and it's awesome and it's going to stop that. But honestly, I think that lenders being good lenders and taking responsibility for checking things in the background is a better way for them to avoid defaults rather than put it on some scoring system that's not necessarily fair and equal to all economic and income levels. I mean, we work a fair bit with lower income people because we are so passionate about real estate and about helping. Well, I mean, we're named Real Estate for Real People here because we recognize that there are a lot of real people out there who don't get a fair shake because they're not wealthy. And if you're not wealthy, then, well, you don't need real estate, right?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
no, you don't think that.
Well, one of our transactions that we closed this week was under 100,000 for
Yep.
a two-family.
Yep, 2-family home under 100,000. Yep, exactly. And you're
Yeah.
investor buyer, same
Yeah.
thing. under 100,000, 2-family.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the question is, does the lower and your buyer? We're not going to name names or anything, but your buyer would not have been able to purchase the property that he purchased, because of his income.
Yeah.
He had a very low income.
He's on disability. And
Yep.
and
Well, he's
still
retired on
managed, yeah.
disability, and he has steady income. It's steady.
yeah.
It's reliable. But he might not have fit this model.
Getting even better income now because
And he is a minority. But he is a minority.
Yeah.
So would this have eliminated his possibility of being able to have? Because it would have lowered his credit score.
Yeah, there's possibility that he wouldn't have been able to purchase.
Yeah. Because I know he had some car trouble this fall, early this fall, and that dropped his credit score a little bit. And I think I think it was because he had to take out a small loan to help with the car issue.
He used his credit card.
Oh, that's right. He used his credit card.
Yeah, because his car broke down.
Yeah, in the middle of a trip, his car broke down on him, so he had to
Yeah.
use his credit card, which racked up his credit card, which dropped his credit score temporarily.
Yeah.
He got it back in place and got it paid down, but it's still, this credit scoring sounds like it would be the same thing because a credit card is a personal loan too,
Yeah.
technically. When if you're going to lump them into secured versus non-secured, credit cards are. Oh, that is a
Yeah,
very
we'll have to
interesting.
speak to our lenders and.
Yeah, we'll speak to
see
our
what
lenders.
they
Our
think
main lender
about
that we
it.
like to
Yeah.
use is on vacation right now, so he's not available.
He's enjoying the weather in Florida. like
Yeah,
we
we were tag teaming him.
Yeah.
We came back just as he was going, so yeah. So he'll be back next week.
But they was having worse weather after we. came
I
back.
know. I did feel bad for Ethan. Poor Ethan.
Yeah.
But we do notice I laughed after I said that. That's probably not so much sympathy, is it? But the other thing we're going to talk about this week, look for a video later this week about the VA. I haven't talked to you about this, but the VA has changed some of its rules, and it is blown wide open the options for veterans to buy houses. And when I say blown wide open, I mean that for people who want to buy higher end houses and are veterans, this is where
I
it's
did hear
blown.
something about that today.
Yes, and entitlements and interest and things of that nature. It is really a game changer for veterans. So we're going to be putting that up probably Friday. I'm going to be recording. I was trying to record it today. Did not work. I had such a great open house. How was your open house?
Well, I had 3 great couples that come through. One of the couples was interested. Unfortunately, they're working with another agent. You know, that's the way life goes. But they really liked the property. Some of the others weren't so keen. You know, they liked certain aspects of it.
It was probably a bit
gonna be
off-putting.
bigger inside, but you know, on the downside of the house, right behind it, there is an industrial building. And
Well, and the other thing
trucks.
is they didn't have it plowed, and it snowed the last couple days, so
so
it was a little difficult getting into the driveway for you. I'm sure it was
I
for
couldn't
them.
get on the driveway, so I was sliding everywhere. So I ended up reversing up and parking in the road. And
Oh, you were actually parked on the road.
Yeah, I had to park on the road. I couldn't get up the
And good thing
driveway.
he carries a shovel in the back of his
Yeah.
car for emergencies because he was able to shovel a little path
I
way up.
shoveled a path at the top for people, you know, if they did make it up the slope.
Yeah.
I
But that
shoveled
might have
the
been, you might have had
pavement,
more than 3 if it hadn't been for that, because there might have been some people who came by and went, no, I'm not doing
yeah,
that.
there were some cars that came by.
And kind of slowed, and then they probably looked at that driveway and went, no, thank you.
yeah,
So
'cause-
So look for that video about the VA. I'm hoping that we can record it when we are up north. You know, maybe find one of our break times between sessions and get a nice video recorded. That'd be kind of awesome. Maybe show it off to Marky. Show her some of the stuff we've been doing.
Sure.
We are so excited because one of our favorite speakers, one of the reasons we're going to Winter Conference is because
Well,
two of our speakers that we really like are going to be there for sure.
Yeah.
And generally then we also meet other people. So we'll see who else is there that maybe we haven't ever seen before. So we're pretty excited
Yeah.
because I am Wisconsin as far as Marky's concerned. When she greets,
calls you Wisconsin.
she doesn't know my name, but she she might know my name. I'm not saying she doesn't, but she calls me Wisconsin. That's her
Yeah.
nickname for me at the very least. But anyway,
She's
I
from
think
Illinois.
yeah,
and-
she's from Illinois. So
Yeah.
anything else we need to tell the people about this week?
I feel there's something else that happened. What else happened?
3
this week?
closings. We had an accepted
3
offer while we were gone on
closings.
vacation.
Oh yeah, we had an accepted offer as well.
Yeah, but that was while we were gone on vacation.
So that one
Oh, the other thing we need to tell people, we will not be here next week. Next week is the Super Bowl. We will not have a live broadcast on February 2nd because it is the Super Bowl.
But if you're a past client, we'll be reaching out to you because we do the Super Bowl squares.
Yep. Actually, you should have already received that email tonight. Yeah. So there's a Super Bowl Square email that you should receive if you're a past client, and
doesn't cost you anything.
Nope, doesn't cost you a penny.
Let us know if you want to be entered. And
but that's only for those who are our clients, current clients, and those who we've closed with in the past.
Yes.
So sorry if you're just part of the general public, not for you. But
you have to buy a house with us, and then you're getting clear.
Or sell. Or sell a house. Buy, sell, or be working on that. Like I do send it out to our current buyers and sellers. So people who are current with us also get it. But you either have to have buy or current. Buy, sell, or current. So the Super Bowl next week. We were going to make another announcement tonight, but we've received an email that is a little perplexing, so we may not be able to talk about that. We'll talk a little bit about our website may be down coming February 1st. We're not entirely sure how that's going to play out. We thought for sure it was going to come down because we sent an email off saying to a company saying we're going to, and they've reached back out to us, and we're going to see where that goes probably tomorrow or this week and figure that out. But if the website is down when you go to it, never fear. We are bringing it back up. It will be back up and running at some point.
It's only temporary, and
it's a temporary down. Even if it's down, it's a temporary down. And we're going to put a redirect on that anyway to take you to our Shore West page, so you can still see all the great searches and properties and get everything that you need. Yeah. So, anything else?
Still contact us.
Yeah, emails still work, phones still work, all that stuff still work. That's not a problem. So, anything else that you can think of? No, me either. I think that's about it. So thanks so much for joining us tonight, guys. And have yourself a great week. Hopefully we'll have some really cool things. We always come back from whenever we go to a conference, we always come back with some really fun stuff. And maybe when we come back on the 9th, because it will be the 9th by the time we have our next live broadcast, when we come back on the 9th, we may have some things that we can start raffling off. That would be fun. Because we usually get fun stuff at conference that
we normally get
that we can pass on to other people.
Freebies that we give on.
Yeah. We re-gift some of the freebies we get. Why not? If we don't need them, why not grab them for our customers, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm all about other people paying for our customers' fun stuff. Aren't you? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So we'll see what kind of fun stuff we can pick up for you guys and maybe raffle some of those off and just say, hey, you can have a conference raffle.
Oh, I know what we wanted to talk about.
What's that?
Tonight. Well, we've done the Empty Bowls painting.
That's right. Yeah. We had the Empty Bowls painting party on Thursday. Or Wednesday. Yeah, Thursday. Wednesday? Thursday? No, it was Thursday.
Was it?
It was Thursday.
I've lost a day.
I know. We've been totally off this whole week. It was Thursday. Empty bowls. We're going to be talking about them in our live broadcast in the next couple of weeks. If you're on our Facebook, check that out as well, because Facebook will be full of Empty Bowls information.
Yeah, and you'll see all the pictures on there.
It's a great organization that we support. There's already a video on our Adams Man Team page on Facebook and Instagram. And I suppose we could probably put it up on YouTube, but it's really short. It's only like 15 seconds long.
Well, we had a painting party where a load of agents got together and we painted a load of the bowls that will eventually, once they've been fired and...
Why don't you tell them that? Not me. You keep looking at me.
And they will then... be ready to use at the Empty Bowls event.
Yes, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. That is coming up on March 2nd, the Empty Bowls event. So mark it on your calendar. That's a Monday. It's in downtown Racine, but we will be giving you more details on that in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
So,
great event.
Mark it on your calendar. You can come either for lunch or for dinner. So if you work in downtown Racine area, come for lunch because that's great and convenient. If you don't, then come for the dinner session because you can come after work. So, but mark March 2nd on your calendar, write the words Empty Bowls in big letters on there, and we will give you more details on this great organization that helps basically feed the homeless and feed people who, not just homeless, but also people who need it. Supports
it sends money to Halo as well.
It sends money to Halo and the Racine Food Bank. Yeah. So the Racine Food Bank is used by a lot of people who aren't homeless. And the reality is, I've used the Racine Food Bank actually very early on in my career. I needed their help, and they were there for me. So
Yeah.
that was kind of awesome. So I'm very big on the fact that it's not just about people who are homeless. It's about people who have a temporary need sometimes, and they meet that need, and that's amazing. So I'm happy to help fundraise for them and happy to help support that cause.
Well, you was actually on the committee.
I was on the committee
years,
for a few years, and then unfortunately it just was too much time away from our business. So,
but it's still a worthy cause.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
We still support it.
we still support it. We still volunteer for it. We still show up for it, and we do everything we can to help them out. So, just don't have the time for the committee on top of it. But anyway, yes, we'll talk more about empty bowls in the next month, and see you guys on February 9th.
Bye for now.
Bye.